Hey guys, what's going on? So today, in this video, we are going to talk about a modified axle vent, and I'll try to describe that the best I can, and the benefits of doing so. If you're not familiar with my channel, we talk about a lot of car stuff and truck stuff, and go check out my other videos. Don't forget to like this one if you find it helpful. If you got any comments, just comment down below. I'll be as quick to respond as I can, and let's get right into what we're working with today. Now, I dropped the vent. Here's the axle vent. Typically, on the rear axle of a truck, automobile, or anything rear-wheel drive, this will go through the brake line, the rubber brake line that goes down to the axle, and then it splits off from there. This is on a solid axle truck. Here's what it looks like. This one is designed for a piece of rubber here, and that will just kind of like run up to the frame, and this screws into the axle housing down here. Now, if you were to try to look through there, there's just a little tiny hole in there, despite how big the nipple is. So, how long have you guys been upside down? Alright, so what we did, it's got a little tiny hole in there. So we took and drilled that out just a little. Yeah, see how big it is now? You can actually see through it. I just simply held it with a vise and drilled it out. And then the nipple holds 5/16 fuel line, real nice. And I have an extended piece of that. We're going to put that on here. So we're mimicking stuff that was already going on with the truck. And you can run this fuel line, the piece of rubber hose, as high up on the truck as you want. The higher you go, the less likely water and stuff's going to get in. If this is like full drive application, you're driving through water or mud and things like that. Now, I drilled the hole out so that the axle will breathe better. I had a seal leaking, and I think it was because the axle vent was stopped up. If it's clogged up with other junk, just go in there and pick that out. But when you get down to the hole, if you drill it out just a little bit, it'll let it breathe a little bit better. But on this one, I'm going to put a fuel line, inline fuel line filter, and the filter should allow the vent to breathe, the axle to breathe, and keep dirt and junk out. It should also help keep moisture from water from accumulating inside the hose by filtering it out. Now, we've got quite a bit of fuel line here. So we're going to run that as high up on the truck as we can. You don't want to just like run it straight up and have it stick out the top of the bed or something. It's just straight up, because then water or something might just rain down into it. But you probably want to lay on its side, where water's less likely to get to it, and as high up as you want to keep water from getting in there. If it's extreme four-wheel drive, they take and run them all the way to the top of the cab, something like that, and then you can basically completely submerge the truck without ever getting water into your rear end. But we're not planning on doing anything extreme with this truck, so we're just going to run it up to the frame, maybe up into the fender well somewhere, up away from, well, we want it out of the fender well because we don't want water out from the tire being slung into the hose. But we're just going to run it up as high as we can. So just some rubber hose, fuel filter, and drill it out a little bit. The reason